What's up, y'all? It's your girl AnEyeIVKicks. It is that time of year again. It is Christmas time. We're winding down the year and everybody is putting their top 10 lists out. Complex has put their list out. I mean, and they're the main ones, but I've seen so many different opinions on what the top 10 releases of the year are. Your girl's opinion is completely different. Well, not completely, but severely different from a lot of other people's lists, which is kind of what I love, because it just continually shows y'all that it's about what catches my eye and what I'm drawn to, not what is hype. Now, there are a couple of hype pairs in the top 10 for your girl, but we don't have any, Kobe reverse Grinches in there. We don't have Harito dunks. We don't have Born and Raised dunks. We don't have, let's see, what else? The SB4s that seem to be like the top of everyone's list, including Complex. Those didn't make your girl's list. I think, honestly, I feel like this year, there really wasn't that much that I was like, I gotta have. I don't know. I just feel like every year I gradually get more selective to what I have to have and what I'm willing to spend the resale money on if I can't hit. But I feel like I hit most of the pairs that I keep looking at this. I have a whole lineup. But I feel like I hit most of the pairs that I really wanted or managed to get them in one way, shape, or form. So there's really only like one or two pairs in my top 10 that I don't have. But we're going to go ahead and get right into that, guys. Before I start breaking down and explaining, why I chose each shoe and whatever the case may be, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. Give this video a nice thumbs up. Help push that, push it out on the algorithm, because for whatever reason, a lot of y'all aren't getting the opportunity to see this dope content, and I would really hate to continue to deprive y'all of that. So help your girl out. Also, comment below. I want to get some genuine feedback from y'all. Like, what are some pairs that you 100% support on the lineup? Would you leave them at the position in the top 10 that I put them at? Or are there some pairs that you're like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why would you not even put that on the list? Let your girl know in the comments below as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to start with number 10. We're going to work our way to number 1. And then, like I said, I'll talk a little bit about each shoe as we go. So first we've got number 10. So we've got the Playoff 13s, which I feel like these came out so long ago. But it was really beginning of the year. Now, this is not your girl's shoe. It is a shoe that I would definitely circle back for. I keep waiting for the price to drop low enough, and also for other shoes that I'd rather have to stop popping up. It's really hard when you got to make that decision. Sneakerhead problems, guys. But I would definitely put this at number 10 on the list. I love a good OG classic colorway. And it's a silhouette that I feel like doesn't get enough love, and it's crazy comfortable. I've got a couple OGs in the lineup. So this is going to be number 10, the Playoff 13s. All right, guys. So number 9, a lot of people were not messing with this shoe. We've got the Halloween dunks that Nike gave us. I don't understand. I feel like the hate stems from the hate for the candy. I've already explained this to you guys. Go check out the video. I actually genuinely love the shoe. I also enjoy the candy. So call me crazy, call me strange, whatever. But this shoe is definitely number 9 in the lineup. And I had to make sure, again, I don't know if you all can see that little bite mark, but I had to make sure I tried to show off that a little bit. But I do love this shoe and the details that they did with it. So it's a solid number 9 for your girl. Let's see, number 8. We've got a nice little general release right here that I thought was absolutely fire. It is the Craft 4s in the olive colorway. A lot of people are grabbing them because they look just like the Undefeated 4s, popping in those orange laces. I really wish Nike had kept, the classic 4s, not the Craft 4s. But again, I talked about this in the video. Again, I think all but, I'm literally looking, I think I have 3 shoes in the lineup that I never even actually did a video on, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But you know, stuff happens, so I'll talk a little more about those shoes. But I do wish we got the netting on these. They would just be that much more fire. But it is a solid shoe and a solid number 8. So number 7, we've got the Adidas. We've got the Grandma's Couch. This is a shoe that honestly I was surprised I was able to get for retail because I didn't even see anything about this. I saw this in one of the Facebook sneaker groups that your girl is in. I believe it was the SHOEBOX, and it was posted and the girl was like, I will have these. So I started researching it and I was like, wow, unheard of. Like, they already released them. I'm gonna have to pay resale. And then I was like, let me look on Adidas, and sure enough, now they didn't have the special box, which, you know, the special box was actually pretty dope. It had a whole, like, it looked like a sheet set, you know, like when you go to your grandma's house and you go into the closet, like if you're staying overnight, she got all her sheets and all the, like, the bedding bags. It was really super cute. Did not get the special box with this pair, but regardless, you know, one thing I will say about my lineup, and especially with this shoe, is, you know, if y'all haven't learned by now, your girl has certain things that I'm drawn to. Like, I'm drawn to olive green. Like, I love me some olive green. Keep that in mind as we keep going. But I also love nostalgic things, like, you know, or art things. Like, there are certain pieces that draw me to a shoe specifically. A lot of times it's not even the hype, believe it or not. But even the candy corn, like, I grew up eating that at my grandma's house. So these Grandma's Couch were a no-brainer because there was always that couch at my grandma's house. You go over there, you catch the bus from grandma's house, but you go over there early enough that you have time to curl up on the couch and take a nap, and she always had it all set up. So I also really like the story about this. I believe it's the founder of Unheard Of brand. He kind of started out sleeping on his grandma's couch and then built himself up to where he is today. So it's definitely a nod to that. And it does say on the back, always be a good boy. So it's a mini review of the shoe, but guys, if you haven't seen this, they did a brown and teal colorway as well. Such a fire shoe. So I feel like they're very underrated. But a shoe that is not underrated is, let me, hold on, 10, 9, okay, number 6 is not underrated. We've got the Supreme Rammellzee Dunks. I absolutely love these. I mean, the Supreme hype is kind of fading. It's still there to an extent. It still holds some level of value, but it's not what it was, you know, years ago. But this pair in particular, not only are the materials, you do have your nice little Supreme hang tag. We're gonna tuck that away so it stops flopping around. But not only are the materials crazy, I love a good gum bottom with a nice black. The white version, the highs, was also dope, but I preferred these. But you've got that crazy soft suede, another shoe that I haven't even, like, reviewed or talked about yet. But you also have all the like graffiti print. I'm so excited I can't, like, slow down. Give me a second. All right, so but like I was saying, you've got all, like, the art, the graffiti print all over the shoe. And if you haven't learned by now, or you're just new, your girl has a serious thing for art. You know, that's an eye for kicks, like that creative eye, you know, the whole thing. But this was a definite must, and this is, I said number 6. I'm losing track already, guys. I'm keeping them counted. Just bear with me. It's a lot. All right, so number 5, solid number 5. When I told y'all we're hitting hard with some OGs this year, we've got the Playoff 8s. This was a no-brainer. Like, last year when I heard that they were coming out with them this year, I was like, oh yeah, I need those. Your girl has a thing for 8s. I've got the women's exclusive Valentine's Day 8s. I've got the OVO, the white pair 8s. I've also got the Dornbecker 8s. So I've got some more, like, hype 8s, but I mean, the Playoff 8s were an absolute no-brainer. You can't go wrong with a clean black shoe with the hints of red and white. And then you've got your little bit of blue at the bottom, which It's blue and yellow, but nobody will see it. It's at the bottom of the shoe. So that's a solid number 5 for y'all. Number 4, see, we're getting a little bit more into like the hype type of shoe. But again, not necessarily the reason your girl wanted it. Now, I genuinely like the way this shoe looks. Not only is it the first women's exclusive that Travis Scott and Jordan Brand has given us, but like I said before, guys, remember the olive color. This is a general release and your girl went for it. So these olives were an absolute must. Did I hit for retail? Absolutely not, but I believe I did do a whole video for y'all. There was a crazy big trade that your girl did with Sneak City, so go check that video out if you want details on what I traded for this shoe. But this is number 4, and it's a very, very solid number 4. Number 3. All right, so this shoe I am very excited to kind of talk about, because this shoe, we do have the Powerpuff Girls Blossom Dunk. If you have been keeping up with your girls' videos throughout the year, then you know that your girl has seen many pairs of these. If you watch Jumperman Chris, you've probably seen me kind of schooling him on the Powerpuff Girls in his video at Kicks for Your Soul in October. There's plenty of videos. Like, for me, I don't think people fully comprehend or appreciate when I say that, like, growing up, it was me and my sisters, and, you know, the youngest one wasn't really included because she wasn't born at that point. But we were the 3 Powerpuff Girls. Like, that was it. Like, we were Blossom, Buttercup, and Bubbles. And, like, we fit the descriptions to a freaking T. So when I tell you, like, Blossom was my personality growing up, it was 100% my personality. I had a Blossom doll that I carried around with me. Like, that was my thing. So when they came out with these, everybody's like, oh, do you want to collect them all? No, I only need Blossom. I was only Blossom. I don't need the other 2. Not to mention Bubbles is blue and yellow. I can't, we're Ohio State here. We can't rock Michigan colors. But not only do I have this shoe, but guys, I got this shoe for friggin' retail. Sneakers, of course, showed no love. So I assumed, all right, fine, I'm just gonna have to wait until January after the holidays and, you know, go ahead and pay resale, which isn't crazy. They're like hovering around $300. Then I checked my email, and I had a friggin' email from one of the local skate shops to complete my purchase, and I responded. I'm like, I just want to make sure this isn't a scam, or like this is legitimate, and this is all posted on your girl's Instagram. Like, I did a whole little thing, but they're like, no, this is our official site. Congratulations on the win. And then huge shout out to Andrew Downtown, like the skate shop down in Miami, for not only, I mean, yes, I was selected in the raffle, but then they came in clutch and they let me go ahead and actually pick up the shoe in store, because your girl's going to be out of town this weekend for Christmas. They know they can appreciate just as much as anyone else that, you know, leaving it at the front door all weekend long is probably not a good idea. They were super amazing. They loved how excited I was about the shoe. So I think for them, it's just, you know, you get a lot of resellers trying to enter in on these raffles, and to have somebody that genuinely loves the shoe, and again, with the nostalgia, it's pretty cool. So shout out to Andrew Downtown. So yeah, definitely a solid number 3 in the top 10 pickups, personal pickups, or personal sneaker list for 2023. Side note, before we get to number 2 and number 1, I do want to tell y'all about, like, maybe my most prized pickup for this year. We do have now if you checked out the last video, then you already know what I'm about to show y'all. So many of y'all missed that video, and it's freaking a gem, guys. Like, I really need you to go ahead, pause this video, go back to the Walk This Way Miami Art Basel, like, whole event. Go check that video out. It was such an incredible night. And okay, I'm gonna give you a second. Okay, now that you're back, I want to go ahead and show you really nicely, like big on camera, the beautiful championship belt that your girl won. We've got images of some incredible people within the sneaker community, and, you know, another champion. on the belt right there. So it's just really, really cool the way that they combined, you know, that championship belt vibe, but also kept it very, very sneaker themed. And then of course you've got all your sponsors and everything all over it. Speaking of sponsors of the event, guys, hit that notification bell because your girl is working on something that could be extremely, will be extremely beneficial to every single last one of y'all. Y'all are not going to want to miss details after I have my little business meeting on what it is. I promise you guys are going to thank me for it in the long run. But yeah, so that is probably my most prized pickup. So let's go ahead and get into number 2. Oh, that's right. I don't have my number 2 because I think I actually forgot about this drop, or I was busy doing something and completely missed it, but it is the J Balvin 3s. Now, I know a lot of people are like, they're fire, but the black pair rumored to release next year is even more amazing. No, I like the light colored pair that we got. Like, the black is too heavy for me. Like, it's just too dark. I like the lighter vibes, the summery vibes, and then you've got your ombre rainbow, like sunset on the shoe. So that is a shoe that I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get in the collection sooner or later. I did do like a little short on the YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. That was early that I did the short on that pair, and that was kind of really what cemented in that, yeah, I thought I liked these, but now I need these. So we're gonna go ahead and get into number 1, and again with the OGs, guys, we have the reimagined white cement 3s. I seem to have a thing for 3s lately, but it's a friggin' solid shoe. It's reimagined, so you've got that whole vintage vibe to it. It's the white cements, it goes with the black cements that your girl has. So I mean, when they were announcing this shoe, I was like, I need it. I knew at the beginning of the year when they started talking about it, this is going to be my shoe of the year. I don't care what else comes out. This is gonna be it. And guys, this is like number 2 on most lists, which most people put like the SB4s, unless you were like super into New Balances and you know, all those other like Sauconys, Diodors, whatever else came out, which honorable mentions coming. But this shoe is definitely it's a banger, guys. It's a general release. It's, you know, a classic OG, and it's something that just everybody was like, I need that shoe. So it's super easy to wear too. Like, you can literally throw it on with anything as long as it's not like Adidas, okay? We're not roll calling over here if we can help it. But I do want to do, there's really nothing else to say about this shoe. It's just a fire OG, you know, that reimagined vibe. But I do want to do, before I wrap up this video, a definite honorable mention for now. It wasn't a shoe that your girl personally felt the need to go for, but I spoke with Tiana after the Walk This Way event, and I was, you know, I like to pick people's brains. I want to know, like, what is your sneaker of the year and why? Like, let me learn a little bit about you as a sneakerhead. And hers was, you know, along with a lot of other people love the J-tip Sauconys. Not like, you know, the second and third ones. I think it was the like original one that came out with all the crazy colors on it and all the different prints. They're like purple and pink with floral, and like, it's so much going on. But think about it. Like, they're really not wrong for that, because it's more about the impact that it had on the community. People always camp out for that next, you know, that next Jordan, that next Nike, that next amazing collab that they do, that next Travis Scott, that next whatever, Off-White, all tend to be like Nike shoes, but you're not seeing people camping out for Sauconys. But J-Tips did that. He brought the community to come out for a brand that people are, it's typically a running shoe, like Sauconys and Asics and Diodors are all kind of in the same realm. And I do have a pair of Sauconys, but the way that he was able to create a chatter about a brand and a silhouette that most people wouldn't look at twice, like, That's kind of huge. So a massive honorable mention to J-Tips and the Sauconys. But guys, that's my personal list of the top 10 for 2023. But like I said, let your girl know in the comments below, what are some shoes that you agree with? Would you change the positioning of where I've placed them on that 1 to 10? Also, what are some pairs that you still are mind blown that were not on the list? Let your girl know. And guys, as always, well, happy holidays. And as always, keep tuning in to I've Got My Eye on next.